He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Silence is a source of great strength. Know thyself. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Time is the most valuable thing a man can spend. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. The unexamined life is not worth living. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. He who opens a school door closes a prison. What we achieve inwardly will change outer reality. Do not pray for an easy life, pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Do not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Character is destiny. To live is to suffer, to survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. Anger is a brief madness. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Man is the measure of all things. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. Self-control is strength. Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive. Better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Wealth is the slave of a wise man and the master of a fool. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Fortune favors the brave. He who has conquered his own cowardice has conquered the world. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Wisdom begins in wonder. Excessive anger breeds madness. Excessive love breeds foolishness. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. Do not wish for life to be easier, wish to be stronger. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Wisdom is the supreme part of happiness. Fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling. The measure of a man is what he does with power. Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. Well begun is half done. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Knowledge without justice ought to be called cunning rather than wisdom. It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. Man is affected not by events, but by the view he takes of them. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Self-knowledge is the beginning of all wisdom. He who enjays you conquers you. Wealth is not about having a lot of money. It's about having a lot of options. Do not seek to have events happen as you want them, but instead want them to happen as they do, and your life will go well. No man was ever wise by chance. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. It is not length of life, but depth of life. No man has ever won his freedom without struggle. He who envies others does not obtain peace of mind. A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. An honest man is always a child. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. Freedom is nothing else but a chance to be better. A fool thinks himself to be wise, but a wise man knows himself to be a fool. Do not say a little in many words, but a great deal in few. Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop. He who fears he will suffer, already suffers because he fears. No man is free who is not master of himself. No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. He who has never learned to obey cannot be a good commander. Do every act of your life as though it were your last. The greatest wealth is health. Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. The mind is everything. What you think you become. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Happiness resides not in possessions and not in gold. Happiness dwells in the soul. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. When anger rises, think of the consequences. Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. If you want to be strong, learn to fight alone. The man who has peace of mind has everything. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. What you leave behind is not what is engraved in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others. Death smiles at us all, but all a man can do is smile back.